Hey up everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History YouTube channel. I hope you're all well and you're looking after yourself. Tonight's video is going to be part 7 of my forgotten NRL club series. Tonight's team is going to be Adelaide Rams. So the Adelaide Rams were in the competition for 2 years, one in Super League and one in the NRL. They were founded on the 13th of December 1995. They were initially going to be in the Super League competition for 1996, but there was a few things going on in the courts and all that, and then they ended up having to wait another year, and they ended up starting in the Super League competition in 1997. The Adelaide Rams played against North Queensland in the opening game of the Super League season, the one and only Super League season. So that was in round 1, 1997 at Dairy Farmers Stadium, which was also known now as 1300 Smile Stadium, and they got out to an early lead but ended up losing that match. In round 3, the club set a ground record, which was the club's record crowd for the next 2 years. 27,000 they got against the Hunter Mariners at Adelaide Oval. So that was a big crowd there to watch them play at Adelaide Oval. Now in that first year, in that first Super League season, they come second last, above last place North Queensland. That initial team was captained by Kerrod Walters, who'd come over from Brisbane, and they also had Tim Pickup in the CEO position, I believe, and they also had Rocket Rod Reddy as the head coach. Now going into the 1998 season, the Super League and the ARL had an agreement. They come together, formed the NRL, and the Adelaide Rams were in the inaugural 1998 NRL season. Now, they got off to a very, very poor start in that 1998 season. They lost 9 out of their first 10 matches, and as a result, Rocket Rod Reddy and the entire board, that's assistant coaches, everyone was just sacked. Everyone was just told to fuck off, you're done, sacked. And then they moved their home matches from Adelaide Oval to Hindmarsh Stadium, which is where the Adelaide United Football Club play their matches now. That first game that they played at that ground, they beat Belmead 52-0. So everyone at the time must have thought, this is it, this is a new ground, a new start, turn the page over, a new leaf, we're going to get into this, and we've just smashed Belmead 52-0, which is quite impressive. In that last season, their average crowd dropped from 15,000 in the first year to 7,000 in 1998. What didn't help Adelaide Rams as well was the fact that you had the Adelaide Crows in the AFL, who were back-to-back premiers, 1997-1998. You had Port Adelaide, who would just come into the competition. You also had the Adelaide 36ers, the basketball team. You had the netball team that won the championship as well, and you also had your football teams, you had your cricket teams, all that competing. So the Adelaide Rams were always up against it, a very tough market there in Adelaide. Now, their last ever home game was against North Sydney, and that was played in front of just 7,000 people, and North Sydney won that match 36-0. Their last ever game as a club was in 1998, last round of the season against the Newcastle club at Marathon Stadium, and they lost that match 34 points to 20. What made that game interesting is both Adelaide Rams and Newcastle have exactly the same kit, blue and red. So Adelaide had to play in this weird yellow M&M type of a colour with their bluish shorts. So they kind of looked a bit like, you could see the South Queensland club, or they kind of look like one of those M&Ms that you get out of the packet, the red and yellow ones. Now, at the end of 1998, the NRL, due to the rationalisation policy, were thinking about getting rid of some clubs. And Adelaide were kind of in the firing line because of the poor on-field results and the off-field results, and also the crowds were quite poor. Now, this was weeks before the 1999 NRL season launch. The club was owned by News Limited. News Limited turned around and said weeks out from the launch that we're going to cut all funding from the Adelaide Rams club, and we're going to spend all that money that we've got on Melbourne. Melbourne's where we want to spend all the money. So Adelaide had pretty much no money, and they were going broke, and there was some talks with some of the Sydney clubs to merge with them to maybe cut down the number of Sydney teams and merge some clubs. So the NRL tried to force South Sydney to merge with Adelaide, but those talks and that negotiation broke down, and the club and most of their players were absorbed by Canberra. Because if you notice that in that 99-2000 season, some of the players that played for Adelaide ended up playing for Canberra. Now, some of the players that Adelaide had in that final season went on to have good NRL careers, good rugby league careers. There was Rocket Rod Jensen, who ended up playing for North Queensland. Luke Williamson, he went on to play for Canberra and Manly. Noel Goldthorpe, he was still a handy player. David Kidwell. Michael Maguire, he wasn't exactly a great player, but he ended up becoming a great coach, and he's quite a good coach now. Kevin Campion was also there, and you also had Tony Iro as well. In terms of club records, Graham Apple holds the record for most tries for the club and most points, and the most appearances for the club go to Kevin Walters, who was the captain of the club. Since Adelaide has been kicked out of the competition, there's been the odd rugby league game played in Adelaide, either at the Iron Marsh Stadium or Adelaide Oval. There's been talks about maybe getting an Adelaide team back, but I don't really see it happening. But anyway, that's my video on Adelaide. I'd say it's a forgotten club. A lot of people out there have forgotten about Adelaide, but I thought I'd do this video tonight. Maybe you didn't know that Adelaide had a rugby league club. Maybe you were unaware that Adelaide played for 2 years in the Australian Rugby League competition. Anyways, let me know what you think of the video. Click the like button if you enjoyed it. If you're enjoying the content that I'm making and all the other videos I've done, please subscribe to the channel by clicking that subscribe button and that notification bell so you get an email when I do a new video. So anyways everyone, I hope you're all well. Look after yourselves. Have a good Wednesday wherever you are. Take it easy. Catch us all later. Ta-ra.